Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're rounding out the sequel discussion by talking about sequels that we want to see going into Nintendo Switch in the new year. Because of course, like, this initially started because we were talking about the next generation coming about with PS5 and Xbox Scholar. Obviously, Nintendo kind of jumped the gun, and Switch has been out for a while, so they're a little bit out of sync with people. But regardless, I still want to talk about Nintendo sequels we want to see because I mean, there's a lot of games that I want to come back, right? And I mean, yeah, I might be the Nintendo fanboy here, so I might have picked 3. So we're going to go through quite a few. In fact, you know what? I'm going to start with one of mine so we can kind of balance this out, right?
Cool.
We go in between ours, so we can slingshot.
There we go. Okay, yeah, let's do that, right? So I'm gonna lead it, right, with Donkey Kong 64.
Ooh.
Either a remake or 2, right? Because Donkey Kong, there've been Donkey Kong games since then, right? You had Country, great game, really good. The one on Switch, fantastic if you haven't checked it out. However, back in the day when it was 64. Donkey Kong 64 was one of the best games, right? Because that was off the back of me playing Mario 64, which is an iconic title. And then, at the time, it took everything I liked about Mario 64, gave me more characters to play with, gave me apes, which happened to be my favourite animal anyway.
You love a monkey.
Yeah.
I do, right? I do.
Some we can't.
So exactly, right? So there's that. And then just the whole setting for it. It was everything you want, like a 3D platformer, right? And I love my 3D platformers anyway. Mario Odyssey, fantastic game. That was really cool. So just to kind of have one of those come back for Switch, and I feel like Donkey Kong needs more attention. So
what's your favourite thing about Donkey Kong?
The DK rap, it's got to be right.
Oh, it's got to be
Yeah, got to be the cover.
the DK rap was cool, but also Lanky Kong specifically in DK64. He used to when you move fast, he would walk on his hand instead, and then he had the little the blowpipe. What was it? It shot grapes.
Oh yeah.
He's like, boop, boop. So yeah, that was cool. So yeah, Donkey Kong 64 is my first one. So we're gonna slide it along because there's a lot of stuff to cover in this one. So we're gonna keep it snappy. 2-6.
Cool.
F-Zero GX.
Oh yes.
Or just F-Zero in general, because there's a bunch of games that I like, and I don't think like Nintendo's even catering for me. They're coming back a little bit because they all of the games that I really like resonate with for like Nintendo franchises have been like the sci-fi stuff. So like stuff like Metroid, which is in development, so I'm happy about that, and Star Fox. And Star Fox, I don't even know what they did to that, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
Well, there was that one game that had Star Fox in. What was it called?
Which one?
Smash
Oh,
Brothers.
the Battle for Atlas or something like that.
Yeah, was it that? It was like
Starlink.
a space one.
You know what they need?
Starlink.
Yeah.
They need a new Star Fox Adventures 2.
They do.
Yo,
That was so
Star-
great, dude. The dinosaur planet was life.
Your dinosaur changed colour if you looked after it.
It was life.
Shout
They
out
don't
to
do
Tricky.
that. They don't make games like that anymore.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I really want F-Zero back because I feel like Captain Falcon's just like a mainstay
like,
for Smash Brothers.
fully,
Everyone knows him, but no one knows him.
Yeah,
like,
of course,
I need to
yeah.
bring it back and like actually just like put that into a game, and it's just like it still looks beautiful. If you actually go back and look at videos of F-Zero GX, like
so
it still looks insane today as well.
Yeah.
Like that, and that I think it's it will just benefit from the Switch technology. It's like
For
the perfect
sure.
game. It
100%.
doesn't need to be like crazy over the top technological,
Yeah,
but can
exactly.
still look amazing.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You can even put motion controls in it, so you
Yeah,
can
you can
steer
put
like
motion-
this.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, you know.
That's the one. So okay, I'm gonna interject because remember I've got 3 to get through.
Of course.
You guys remember a little game called Blast Core? Now, technically speaking,
no.
this one,
It's Blast Corpse, isn't it?
well, it's pronounced Core.
Is it?
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
this because there was also like when I was a kid, I used to collect toy soldiers, which were the Core soldiers,
Core,
but they were not called Corpse soldiers
Yeah.
because they were not zombies. It's actually pronounced Core. So it's like,
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce that
My
one.
life
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
wrong.
Exactly right.
I think it's an
so,
American thing.
So Blast Core, right? I mean, technically speaking, this is bending the rules because now Microsoft owns Rare, but like Microsoft and Nintendo are friends
But
now.
wait,
so
it's got a P.
huh? I know, yeah. It's a silent P.
Yeah.
What?
Silent P and a silent S.
I got you.
Gotcha. Oh my. Okay, sorry. I just
Right.
got bamboozled.
I got fully bamboozled. But Blast Core, right? It was really cool. There were so many different components to it. So obviously you had predominantly you were in vehicles, or sometimes in some of the stages you were in mechs.
Right.
And the basic flow for it is that there was like a truck sort of transporting like a nuke like a rocket, and you basically had to clear the path in front of it. So sometimes you'd use bulldozers and knock over like buildings. Sometimes you have to be in like slightly smaller trucks and like go and open the pathway. Sometimes you got a full-blown mech and you could literally just stamp down and destroy buildings. It was a really simple flow, but it had so many different options. Like this was back in the day when GTA was still top-down, so there were like the GTA aspects where you had you have a little van, you have like the little dune buggy, you have bikes, you have so many different vehicles, and it got quite challenging. There were some times where like I remember the dock level where you had to go and clear the path, get it onto this truck, raise it up from the crane, move it across, and I don't think I ever completed that, but it was such a good game, and there were so many different fun components to it, and that's just like one of those to return. So
cool.
I know technically it's Rare's game, so you just slide that one under the carpet and let's have it. Paradise.
Well, does anyone remember a little game, Advance Wars?
Yeah.
Game Boy.
No, that would be.
Of course.
The turn-based combat. You got the where there's a couple games that are kind of similar. Now.
Wargroove is the most recent thing.
Wargroove is fantastic.
Really
I
good.
would even say that some elements of the new Fire Emblem Three Houses are a bit similar. Because in Advance Wars, you remember when they have the battle, you see the little people or the tank, and it hits, they lose like 60% life. A couple of them die. There's only a couple left. It's the kind of same thing in Three Houses.
They've always been very similar
in that aspect, but Advance Wars was. I mean, the levels were so good. There was so much you could do different. I like turn-based games quite a lot, so it obviously caters to that. And it was quite a difficult game, at least for me back in the day. Some of those levels were fairly difficult, and now you could imagine it on the Switch, the graphics and the online feature. You could do battles with your friends, maybe even if they. I don't know if it would be possible, but add like to create your own maps. You know, you could lay out where the teams spawn, if there's a mountain here, or if there's a forest area there. I think Advance Wars would be great.
That would
come back on
100%.
Switch,
Was there Advance Wars where the final level, the boss like threw down a meteor that came through like half of the level?
I never got to the final level.
I don't think I've ever beat
Never got that
You
far.
never got that far. I swear, there's like
think,
you got all this, like you got super far, and then literally like the dude's super move is just like a meteor coming through the whole thing, and wipes out half of your troops, and you're just like,
it's like okay.
like it was actually super hard those games.
Jokes.
Like, it was insane.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well, I'm still trying to think of my. I'm trying to remember what my third one was.
Well, I've got one more if we want to.
Oh, go on then. Make it quick.
Does anyone remember back on the DS? Nintendogs?
Oh,
Get out of here.
Bring it back. I agree. I agree.
Now, let me put this out there, right? You've got Let's Go Pokemon Pikachu Eevee, right?
There's
where you have a lot of
it.
interaction with your favorite Pokemon. Nintendogs the same thing, but with dogs. You take them out on walks. You know. Look. People can hate on Nintendogs, but let's be real here. There's some cute dogs in Nintendogs, okay? Let's bring it back.
Yeah,
let's bring it back.
All right, you can have that one. You can have that one. Vest, what about
Bulldog
you?
edition. So I've actually got some honourable mentions that I'll rattle. I'm not even going to talk about them. And I mean, just real quick, like literally, Nintendo is making sequels to just everything that I love. You know, you got the Zelda Breath of the Wild coming out. You got, I guess there's not a new like 3D Mario game on the horizon. Anyway,
maybe there is.
Maybe, who knows? Anyway, what's it called? Quick mentions are kind of cheating because it's rare, but Diddy Kong Racing. Would love to see a Diddy Kong Racing 2. Yeah. Really enjoyed that. Other one would be another kind of classic style Wario Land game. Like Wario Land was always sick. I remember there was like a Game Boy Advance one where you could like turn into like a zombie. The original one. You could turn into like a zombie if you ate like a certain power up, and like I don't know. Wario's always like. Mario's power-ups kind of like make him bigger and like let him shoot fire. Wario gets stung by a bee, he turns into some thick balloon. Like he just gets fully like done dirty. But my actual thing is a little game called Chibi Robo. I'm not sure if you guys ever played that.
Yeah.
I think it was a GameCube exclusive. Very, very Japanese, but you basically play as this little like kind of toy robot that some dude like makes, and it's really, really cool. You essentially go around like a house. It's like, sort of like Toy Story in a way, basically. Right. And there's these things, I think they're called like the spiders, and I hate spiders. And essentially, like you literally will get ganked by them all the time. You'd have to kill them. There was like a bunch of puzzle solving. There were other toys you had to help and stuff. So it was kind of like a mix between like Toy Story, kind of like Toy Commander, and it was just like super Japanese. And there were loads of different like upgrades and like blasters you could get for your little robot. So really, really cool.
Yeah. That would be cool. The last one, I remembered it. How can I forget? Minish Cap, remade in the Link's Awakening style.
Okay.
So the Link's Awakening remaster, of course, fantastic. I love the little like toy style, the way that it was kind of like the visual style for it was fantastic. And revisiting some of those older ones was really, really good. but Minish Cap is one of my favourite handheld Zeldas. So good, and the fact that you have the shrinking component would actually lend itself perfectly to the toy aesthetic of
for sure.
Link's Awakening.
I love how happy you are to present this idea to us as a fanboy.
I know.
You're like, look at this, a brilliant idea. Take another Zelda game, put it in the same engine as the new one, and we get this.
No, I will do you one better though, like 4 Swords in that style.
Yeah,
that would be. I need that multiplayer.
We need a.
That would be sick.
No, 4 Swords, Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is it.
That would be
okay.
Nuts.
That's the one
with the physics engine.
Yeah.
Ooh, imagine that. But also, I do feel like even though they haven't given us a date, I feel like there's a good chance that maybe we might actually get Breath of the Wild 2 this year, because the fact that it depends on when this video is going out. If it's 2020, in 2020, the reason I say that is because it's built in the existing engine, so a lot of the groundwork is still there. But I don't know. I feel like, we're definitely going to see it this year regardless, and I feel like at E3 it might be a good focus for them.
Oh, dude.
But please, just give it to me in December. Like, let me have it.
You feel they release it like when the other consoles release, so everyone goes and buys that.
That would be.
Yeah, but like we don't have a new console, but we've got some Zelda for you.
Imagine that.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
When Zelda comes out, just to be clear, I'm taking a week off the channel. There'll be no videos. I will play Zelda. Just so you guys know this. Now,
if it's 2-player.
I'm playing it on my own.
Okay. Cool. I'm joking.
No, it's fine. Nobody can ruin my Zelda experience. No, I'm joking. It's fine.
I'll play with you, Best. I'll play with you.
Sorry. And on that bombshell, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna have some more videos for you guys. A couple more things to look forward to before we're officially back in the new year. But hopefully you guys have been enjoying that stuff. Stay tuned. Got plenty more. Catch you in the next one. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also click on the little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload. Also, don't forget, you can check out 269 and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. Be sure to drop by and get involved. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.